Hello again. Hello again. So here we are. We've finished the book, Disturbing the Universe by Freeman Dyson. And I want to share with you how he finishes the book. He finishes it by sharing with the reader a dream that he had after he had been in Israel. It's actually the first time he mentions he's looking across the water at the hills where Jesus of Nazareth walked. He says, we sit down by the sea and eat an open air lunch of good fresh fish, and on and on. He's talking about his 2 weeks later, he did many lectures and traveling in Israel, and he finished his lectures. He was exhausted. He fell asleep in his hotel room bed. He stayed at the Dan Hotel in Haifa, Israel. So he was on a lecture tour, and then he had this dream, and he shares this dream with us, the reader, to finish his book. And he doesn't provide any commentary after it. He just describes the dream, and that's how the book ends. So this is how the book ends. I'm going to share it with you, and I hope you get as much out of it as I did, because it really touched my heart. I'm here with Puppy. You want to listen to me? You want to listen to Freeman's dream? No, you just want to kiss me, eh? Okay, here we go. Here's the dream. I am sitting in the kitchen at home in America. He's dreaming this while he's in Israel, asleep in the hotel, okay? I'm sitting in the kitchen at home, and don't forget, he's just visited the Holy Land, right? I mean, he's seen where Jesus walked. He's seen, the shores of the Sea of Galilee. He's talking about where he actually physically was. And now he's sleeping in the hotel. He has this dream. This is how he ends the book. Okay, sorry, enough intro. Okay. I'm sitting in the kitchen at home in America, having lunch with my wife and children. I'm grumbling as usual about the bureaucracy. For years, we've been complaining to lower level officials, and there has never been any response. His wife says, "Why don't you go straight to the top?" says my wife. "If I were you, I would just telephone the head office." I pick up the phone and dial the number. This comes as a big surprise to the children. They know how much I hate telephoning, and they like to tease me about it. Usually I'll make all kinds of excuses to avoid making a call, especially when it is to somebody I don't know personally. But this time, I take the plunge without hesitation. The children sit silent, robbed of their chance to make fun of my telephone phobia. To my amazement, the secretary answers at once in a friendly voice and asks what I want. I say I would like an appointment. She says, "Good. I have put you down for today at 5. I say, "May I bring the children?" She says, "Of course." As I put down the phone, I realize with a shock that we have only an hour to get ourselves ready. I ask the children if they want to come. I tell them we're going to talk to God, and they had better behave themselves. Only the 2 younger girls are interested. I'm glad not to have the whole crowd on my hands. He had 5 kids, and 5 girls and 1 boy, and a stepson. So he had a big crowd. 6, 7, anyway. So we say goodbye to the others quickly before they have time to change their minds. It is just the 3 of us. We slip out of the house quietly and walk into town to the office. The office is a large building. The inside of it looks like a church, but there's no ceiling. When we look up, we see that the building disappears into the distance like an elevator shaft. We hold hands and jump off the ground and go up the shaft. I look at my watch and see that we have only a few minutes left before 5 o'clock. Luckily, we are going up fast, and it looks as if we shall be in time for our appointment. Just as the watch says 5, we arrive at the top of the shaft and walk out into an enormous throne room. The room has whitewashed walls and heavy black oak beams. Facing us at the end of the room is a flight of steps with the throne at the top. The throne is a huge wooden affair with wicker back and sides. I walk slowly toward it, with the 2 girls following behind. They are a little nervous, and so am I. It seems there is nobody here. I look at my watch again. Probably God did not expect us to be so punctual. We stand at the foot of the steps, waiting for something to happen. Nothing happens. After a few minutes, I decide to climb the steps and have a closer look at the throne. The girls are shy and stay at the bottom. I walk up until my eyes are level with the seat. I see then that the throne is not empty after all. There is a 3-month-old baby lying on the seat and smiling at me. I pick him up and show him to the girls. They run up the stairs and take turns carrying him. After they give him back to me, I stay with him for a few minutes longer, holding him in my arms without saying a word. In the silence, I gradually become aware that the questions I had intended to raise with him have been answered. I put him gently back on his throne and say goodbye. The girls hold my hands and we walk down the steps together. Wow, my doggy's going bonkers. Doggy, why are you going bonkers? Oh, that's why. That's why. Mommy's home. The girls hold my hands and we walk down the steps together. This is how the book ends. So, I think he's thinking about all these questions he had. He was giving these lectures in Israel. He had all these questions that were answerable only if he could talk to God about them. And it probably stirred his mind and subconscious heart to say, God, why is the universe like this? Why is this like that? Why is science like this? And he had all these questions. And then as he finally finishes all his lectures, he finally finishes touring the Holy Land. He's seeing where Jesus walked. He comes back to his hotel. He falls asleep. He has this dream. And he dreams of finally having the chance to meet God. And lo and behold, what does he meet? The baby lying on the seat, smiling at him. Yeah. And I stay with him a few minutes longer, holding him in my arms without saying a word. In the silence, I gradually become aware that the questions I had intended to raise with him have been answered. I put him gently back on his throne. And say goodbye. The girls hold my hands. And we walk down the steps together. What a wonderful, wonderful read. Praise God. It really, really touched my soul. Not just the last chapter, but, the bulk of it. The bulk of it really, it stirred my heart. It stirred my soul. And I need that so much. So I'm very, very thankful for the chance to have found this book. Serendipity, synchronicity, you can call it what you want. But as I said, I got this at a thrift store. It cost me all of less than 50 cents, and it just jumped out at me. And so I'd never heard of this gentleman before, but praise God that the Lord had mercy on me to allow me to read such a inspirational piece of writing by a superlatively talented, intelligent individual. And I almost wonder if it's a bit of a reward for all this shit I had to read for the last 2 years. I kept forcing myself to read these books that just jarred me and tortured my soul. So praise God for that. And I hope that it encouraged you a little bit somewhere, somehow, if you're into studying physics or if you're into studying sci-fi or whatever field of endeavor you have to be in, and that you have the chance to read this book. I pray that it will be a blessing to you as well. So thank you so much again for watching. God bless you. And we'll talk to you next week. I hope you have yourself a wonderful Saturday. I'm going to post this video for Saturday morning. And so I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And we'll talk to you again early next week, hopefully sooner than later. And in the meantime, spend time with people you love and get some fresh air. God bless you. I love you. We'll talk to you soon, okay? Bye-bye now.